Thank you. Well, hey. Oh, no. So embarrassing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to be here at the Fox Theater in Riverside. Performing for your cell phones tonight. I looked online at the Fox Theater website before I came out, and I saw a photo of myself, and across it were written the words, "Sold out." And I thought, how rude. I'll be honest with you, I am a little tired tonight from staying up all night practicing. But you know, that was 3 years ago, and I've got to get over it. Now, some music shows you see just display incredible virtuosity and musicianship, while others are just completely fun. But it's rare to see a music show that is neither. Woo! Kick it off, guys.
What do you say, Katie May? We'll go down to the church today. Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to be performing with the incredible Steep Canyon Rangers. I should say the Grammy Award-winning Steep Canyon Rangers. We met at a party in North Carolina. My wife and her family liked to vacation there, and one night they said, "Oh, we're going to a party, and there's going to be a local band who's going to perform there." And I thought, a local band. Oh, this is going to be a music. Oh. And it turned out to be these guys, and we've been together ever since. And that's actually the true story. Of course, that doesn't go down so well in Hollywood, so there I tell people we met in rehab. And we probably will one day. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, there's Steve Martin, just another Hollywood dilettante hitching a ride on the bluegrass gravy train. But I really do appreciate your coming out, because I know the whole idea of this is just a little bit strange. The only analogy I can think for you is you're home and you're looking in the paper and you see an ad and it says, "Oh, look, I see that Jerry Seinfeld is doing an evening of original music he wrote for the bassoon." That sounds like a must-see, because that's what he does best. But I actually do enjoy what I'm doing now, traveling around the country, playing bluegrass in these roadside honky-tonks. Well, it's all right. You know, I used to travel around as a stand-up comedian, and I was alone all the time. I was alone on stage, and I was alone off stage, and now I have the guys, this camaraderie. How long have we been on the road now? About 3 weeks?
2 days.
How will I ever keep up this pace? But now there's, you know, every night after the show, everybody gets on the tour bus, and there's, you know, cards come out, a little beer, a little wine, but the main thing is there's conversation, and everybody gets to know each other just that little bit better, and sometimes there's laughter, and sometimes there's tears, and that's what, I know this goes on because they tell me about it when I call them from the private plane, which is kind of nice. By the way, in the spirit of full disclosure, I am using a little electronic tuner up here. It just makes it go faster. I could tune by ear, but there is a lot of ambient noise on stage, or as we call it, music. And these new tuners emit so much less radiation than the old ones, so you're probably fine. So, and I can check my email, which is really nice. Right now I'm watching Game of Thrones, which is it's on the little DVR feature. I think I'll switch over to PBS for a minute. Oh, it's fundraising. Change. Actually, I give a ridiculous amount to PBS each year. $3. All right, this next song is based on the premise that not all breakups are bad. Sometimes a breakup is just about the greatest thing that ever happened to you, and you feel elated, and you feel like you're walking on air. I know this has happened to me in my life. I'm sure it's happened to you in yours. Guys, is there anyone in your life that you just can't wait to be finally and forever rid of? Well, just keep thinking about it, and I'm sure you'll come up with someone. So, all right, this song is called Jubilation Day. Thank you very much. I'll be honest with you. I've played the banjo for over 50 years, but I've only been playing live on stage with a band for about 4 years. And some nights I play fantastic. And yeah, and other nights I play fine. And frankly, I wish I'd played better. But a couple of weeks ago, I went to see Eric Clapton play live. And I thought, he's not so funny. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce my creative songwriting partner, the lovely Miss Edie Brickell.
Thank you. When Steve sent me this next banjo tune, it made me think of my grandmother. And I lived with my grandmother a lot when I was a little girl, and she was one of 11 children raised in a 3-room house in Paris, Texas. And they were the wildest, rowdiest bunch. And if somebody did something a little off color, got in trouble, somebody would tell it, and the response would always be, "Tell me she didn't." And the classic reply was, "Oh, yes, she did. Yes, she did." And when I heard this piece of music, that's what I thought of.
By the way, I thought I sent Edie just a happy little banjo tune, and the lyrics she sent back were a song about suicide.
Tell me she didn't go to the river. Tell me she didn't throw herself in.
Yes, she did, Daddy. Yes, she did, Daddy.
Thank you very much. You probably noticed I have a lot of banjos on stage. I think of my banjos as my children, which means that one of them is probably not mine. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the band. Ladies and gentlemen, the lead singer for the Steep Canyon Rangers, Mr. Woody Platt. Obviously a fake name. Woody Platt, the bluegrass singer from North Carolina. Did your manager suggest that you change it from something like Igor Trupovich or something? That's your real name though, right?
That's my real name, yes.
Uh-huh. Every night I say it, I grow more and more suspicious. It feels like you went online to the bluegrass name generator. Come up with that. So, you don't mind if I check it out? You know? Okay. All right, I'll check it out. You know. Okay, good. I will. And ladies and gentlemen, On mandolin for the Steep Canyon Rangers, Mr. Mike Gugino. You know, Mike, I know very little about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've played the mandolin for about 15 years, and I also play the mandola.
Well, I needed that little nap, and now, ladies and gentlemen, on five-string banjo for the Rangers, Mr. Graham Sharp. Graham, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been
What an
involved
amazing
with
tale of triumph over hardship. And ladies and gentlemen, the unsung hero of bluegrass, the bass player, Mr. Charles Humphrey the Ill.
Steve, I think you mean Charles Humphrey III.
Oh! That makes me feel better. We love having Charles on the road with us because the bass also doubles as a refrigerator. Now, you may have noticed that a true bluegrass band has no drummer. That's because the rhythm is created by the instruments themselves. Mike, give us a little example of that mandolin chop. You can just feel the rhythm there. But there's a downside to traveling around with no drummer. No pot. All right. Now, this next song is going to feature Mr. Graham Sharp on the five-string banjo. In this song, he's going to play some very difficult, for him, harmony banjo and take and take a featured solo. And we're going to play a song called The Crow, which is the title song of my first bluegrass record, for which I walked away with the Grammy for Best Bluegrass Album. Thank you. And then later, I found out I had actually won it. All right, I'll kick this one off. It's called The Crow. Here we go. Thank you very much. And how about a hand for our pot dealer back here? Mr. Mike Ashworth, also from North Carolina. Playing what looks like a pile of junk, just that we found. Edie, would you tell the story of this next song, please? Because I love it so much.
Sure. Steve would send me his banjo tunes through email, and I would open my computer. I'd usually get them right about dinner time when I was cooking. So I'd open my computer and just walk around the kitchen singing until the song flowed through. And when I heard this next one, I kept hearing myself singing, woo, woo, baby, every time this one part rolled around. And I thought it sounded a little bit like a train, and maybe I'd take a shot at writing a train song. So I wanted to find the name of some beautiful train, a real train, and see where it ran. And the first one that caught my eye was the Iron Mountain. And when you click on Iron Mountain, it tells the true story of this Civil War vet out in the early 1900s walking in this remote area looking for some wood. He's by a river near a ridge under a train trestle. And the Iron Mountain speeds past overhead. And after it's gone, he hears a very strange sound. And he follows the sound, and he finds a newborn baby inside a suitcase. And he took that baby home to his wife, and his wife's name was Sarah Jane. And that's when I knew I had my song, because I couldn't believe my good luck that her name rhymed with train. Thrown off the bridge to the river by the ridge was the Iron Mountain baby.